Wait, what about weird?
Hello, I'm Elena.
And I'm Echo.
And this is our podcast, What About Weird? A podcast where we discuss all things weird from cryptids and aliens to strange science and unhinged history. This week, we're doing another Weird Talk episode, which if you're new around here is a different sort of episode where we don't do any research. We just kind of talk about our thoughts on whatever the topic is. So we're just kind of talking out of our asses for 45 minutes. This week's topic, we're talking about legend tripping and dark tourism. Do you know what legend tripping and dark tourism is?
Yeah, it's like intentionally going to a spot that's haunted or has folklore around it, like going to visit haunted places. Does it count if it's like, I heard there's cryptids at this spot? Because it's kind of legend tripping, right?
Yeah.
Or going to UFO hotspots, stuff like that.
Yeah, legend tripping is basically... So legend tripping is going to where there's like legends and stuff. So, you know, it would be like going to a local haunted house somewhere that like, oh, everyone says this little house, this abandoned house is haunted out in this town. So in my local town, so we're going to go out there, or we're going to go here because there's, you know, like going to Bray Road to see the Beast of Bray Road.
Mm-hmm.
Dark tourism is going somewhere where there's been something super gruesome that's happened.
Right.
So going to like a murder house or something along those lines.
Right, with the intent of going there for that reason.
Yes. So just off the bat, without talking about this, what are your thoughts on both of those things?
I think that's really neat. I mean, as long as you're doing it in like a respectful manner. Obviously, I don't know if you heard some house is haunted, but a family still lives there, and you're like harassing them to see the ghosts in their house. Probably not great, but I think as long as you do it respectfully and it's like a place where you could tour, that you're allowed to go tour, that's fine. But I know a lot of people they like going to those creepy abandoned amusement parks or places where there's like freaky still water, abandoned towns, stuff like that. Like that's all considered kind of dark tourism too,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, like if you were to go to Centralia, that'd be dark tourism.
Right.
I like legend tripping. I think it's really fun. I think so long as you're doing it safely, there's not really any problems with it. I have some issues with dark tourism. Like, yes, I like a fair bit of true crime stuff, but I feel like there's some issues with when people try and find a way to monetize stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you're monetizing, oh, a bunch of people died and got murdered in this house. There's a certain amount of history to that, and it can be interesting to see that, but I don't know how I feel about the, like, I don't know. I find true crime and stuff like that interesting, but also it's like you're profiting off of it.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you're doing a tour, or like maybe like if you're doing a podcast on it. I mean, maybe we're biased because we do a podcast on it, but there's a tough line to toe between. I think if you're doing it respectfully, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
it's one thing to give information and say, this is what happened. It was a tragic event. Let's take time to, like, remember the victims. And another thing to do, like, what that fucking cringy, horrible YouTube dude did and go to, like, the suicide forest in Japan and try and record dead bodies.
Yeah,
like, that's not fucking okay.
That is not ethical dark tourism.
No.
Question I have here is, when does dark tourism spots become a historical location? So, like, I would consider battlefields arguably a dark tourism location because a bunch of people died there, but also it's a historical place. So it's like that sort of borderline, or like around here there's a whole bunch of old plantations. That's a historical thing, but there's also a dark, like there's a dark side of that too.
Right.
But I don't think a lot of people go to old plantations for tours being like, a bunch of people died here and horrible shit happened.
I would hope not. Please don't be doing that.
But like the battlefield at Gettysburg, bunch of people died there. You're going there because a bunch of people died there.
Right.
But it's also a historical battlefield, so.
Well, I think for number one, historical has to mean it happened at least relatively in the past for it enough to be considered history. Number two, I think it really depends on how much the people around cared about that event. Because, I don't know, I could get murdered in my house all I want, and 20 years from now, nobody's going to call it history because nobody gives a shit about me.
I'll give a shit about
yeah,
you.
but you're not like a lot of people that are going to make a big deal out of it.
It's like, how influential is the event?
Yeah.
Because, like, the Lalaurie house in, was it New Orleans or something? Where this lady, like, murdered a bunch of people and was being super twisted. Like, that is far enough in the past, it could be history. But it's not, it doesn't impact the outcome of, like, the area, really, at the end of the day. So it's not really...
I still feel like it's history. When I heard people talking about that, they call it like a dark part of history
but a lot
at
of
that
people,
time.
You might consider that dark, like, dark too. Would you consider, like, just an average slave plantation a piece of history because it influenced that area? Or would you not consider it history because it didn't impact the whole of things? Like, the battlefield at Gettysburg, that is a very important battle that affected things, and, like, that's why it's history, is because it's important. It's in the history books. It was very influential and may or may not have changed the course of things. But just, like, the Lalaurie house, whether it existed or not, doesn't really, like, as far as we know, doesn't really impact the course of history.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have an impact on, like, all of the world for it to be considered history, though. I mean, there's probably so many things that, like, I think anything like that is considered a dark part of history, mainly because it's like, hey, this is a good example of how these people were treated at this point in time that we can look back on. And it might be one example out of thousands, but it's still, like, a key part in history. And especially when you narrow it down to, oh, we're talking about, like, this town or this county or, like, the people that live around the area, it is the history of that area. And so when you narrow it down to a smaller scale, anything could be history as long as somebody remembers it and carries it on to the day and keeps telling the story.
Yeah, because I guess, like, with, you know, if it was a local thing, you know, some local politician or another got assassinated, it doesn't matter if someone gets assassinated, you know, in Wisconsin. It doesn't matter to someone in Iowa.
Right.
Probably, if it's a local politician, but it affects the people in Wisconsin, and that's history for them. So that's sort of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, and even, like, the smallest things, I think, could still be considered history, as long as, like, somebody could literally, I don't know, shatter their cup in their house, and if their grandchildren decided to tell their grandchildren about this cup that got shattered in the house, that's a part of history because it's made it to the modern day and we're still telling the story.
I guess that is a good point. So, sort of jumping off of that, what do you think is the difference between history and legend tripping? Because normally we think of legend tripping as, or, like, I think of legend tripping as, like, oh, I'm going to the Mothman Museum because Mothman, and that's, like, a legend, and that's not really real, but, you know, there's certain things where it's, like, legend and history blur the lines. Like, what's the... I can't remember the name of the guy, but the guy who's the main character of The Revenant is based off of.
I don't remember.
I can't remember his name, but he's become sort of a legend. There's also a sort of dark fascination there, and there are, like, markers where things like that happened, where, like, you know, the bear attack supposedly happened on him or whatever. Would that be, going to that, would that be, like, legend tripping? You know, or, like, I think legend tripping is more the fantastical and supernatural, and then dark tourism is more on the true crime side and the, like, twisted history.
I honestly think that they're the same thing. I don't think there is, like, oh, this is legend tripping versus this is like going to see a point in history. Because even if it is a legend, there are still historical parts to Mothman. Even if Mothman
Like
himself...
the bridge collapse.
Yeah, even if Mothman himself isn't true, a lot of the events that took place, the people that were involved in these stories, they're all real. They're all parts of history. Like, these things actually happened. So there is no one without the other. They're the same thing.
So what we've learned today is history is history if it affects you.
Yeah,
It affects people
basically.
in that era.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could affect anyone. It could affect one person, and I think it still matters.
So, what do you think are the benefits and drawbacks of these? Because that's something I have in my notes, is just sort of the benefits and drawbacks of, like, dark tourism, of legend tripping. In my mind, the benefits of, like, something like legend tripping is it brings up, like, interest in things. It's fun. It brings up some, like, wonder and funness in the world, and it might expose people to things or more history of things. But then the drawbacks would be people might be hoaxing stuff more. Mm-hmm. If they go to, you go to a Bigfoot museum, you see all the things people like, oh, this is evidence. Then you can have the information to hoax a Bigfoot sighting or a UFO sighting or whatever. And then my thoughts with dark tourism is it's sort of the same thing, as it exposes people to these things. It brings out the knowledge. It makes sure things aren't, like, legends and stories aren't lost. Mm-hmm. But the drawbacks to dark tourism is that it sort of gives people a blasé attitude towards darkness and death and grim stuff. And also, like we'd mentioned earlier, people, like, capitalizing on these things in kind of skeezy, not cool ways.
Yeah, and that there is, like, a definite fine line. Like, I mean, there's so many true crime podcasts out there, and I like listening to true crime podcasts out there, mainly because it's like, I don't know, I guess I like knowing what I'm up against, and I like it from a psychological perspective.
Yeah, that's why I like it, and just it's interesting to see how things play out, and...
Right.
I gotta be defended! And I have to be defended against the murderers!
It's also, like, as sad as it is, I think it's nice in a way, as long as the person whoever is doing the true crime podcast, as long as they're doing it in a respectful manner where they're just really giving you the information, stating what happened,
and not saying how much you love murderers.
Yeah. Like, not one of those creepy fucking people that writes Richard Ramirez letters in jail. Absolutely fucking not. That is disgusting and gross and weird. Don't do that.
Seek professional help.
Yeah, really. But I think as long as you're doing it in a respectful manner to where people... Like, I think it's good to tell these stories to honor the victims and to hopefully keep stuff like this happening in the future, because there's always common themes in these true crime stories. It's like, oh, maybe the police are messing up in this way, or, there are these signs that are presenting in people that are concerning, or it's like...
Nobody is listening to multiple people who have said this person is scary and violent, even if they're not necessarily showing signs.
And we're constantly ignoring the signs. And so I think where it's really helpful with people in true crime is to learn, these are the signs that I'm looking out for. This is usually where it goes wrong. This is usually where the police mess up. This is usually where other people don't listen to me. So it gives you almost like an idea of, like, if I'm in this situation or somebody else that I know is in this situation, kind of know what to do, basically, is... No, but by knowing what not to do from some of this stuff.
But that's one thing you can do from podcasts. What would you say is, like, the benefit of going to a location like a murder house? Or is it just that same thing of you're learning what's happening there?
Yeah, the learning aspect is really good, is knowing the history, understanding what happened, but then also, I think, as long as you're not doing it in, like, the crappy way of, I don't know, taunting the ghosts or whatever.
Come at me, ghost.
Yeah.
More paranormal investigation, less paranormal instigation.
So as long as you're not being one of those people that's completely disrespectful, I think it's a really good way to honor the dead and what has happened to people there. And I don't know, if I was the family member of somebody who had, like, passed away in a tragic accident, I think as long as people went there and they were like, hey, we're so sorry that this happened and super sorry for this loss, and they're just learning about the story and engaging with it and learning from it and really just, like, respecting the person that has passed, like, that would be nice for me to be like, yeah, I want people to know their story and know what happened to them, so that, you know, it's almost like its own form of justice in a way.
Yeah, it kind of keeps that story alive in a way. You did the ghost tour, not the true crime tour, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with the true crime tour, there's a lot of stuff I learned, and some stuff that's, like, with local stuff, I realized, especially with the ghost stories as well as with the true crime stuff, there's so much stuff I didn't know happened in my area.
Right.
And I was astounded to find out it happened, and it helps bring awareness to, like, if it's something that happened hundreds of years, or like 100 years ago, that's a different story. But when I did the true crime thing, it was stuff that happened, like, 10, 20 years ago, if even. There were people there still alive and in jail, and it's like, it helps bring it back and recenter it, and you're like, oh shit, no, this stuff happens here, it isn't just elsewhere.
Right.
Because you can kind of get stuck in the mindset of, like, this is just a small, quaint town where nothing bad ever happens.
You're like, I've never seen anything bad happen, and so nothing must happen here.
It kind of helps make you feel less immune in certain stuff. I mean, I feel like it'd be a different story if I was, like, going to a murder house in California, or if I'm going to Alcatraz. Like, I'm not gonna get sent to Alcatraz.
I also think, especially nowadays with, like, the 24-hour media cycle, it's, like, there and it's gone. And you just don't learn about shit that often these days. And if you do, it's, like, in the spotlight for a second and then it's gone. So it's nice to just be reminded of these things that have happened, because we aren't often reminded of these things these days.
Yeah, and we're also reminded for a short amount of time. Something that I, to kind of go off the learning thing, we're jumping around between dark tourism and legend tripping. I felt like they were connected, so I combined them into one. But with the legend trip, or with the legend tripping, going to different places to learn about things is really nice, because you get to see, like, think how, at least with me, I learned so much better going to a museum or seeing stuff in person than just listening to stuff or reading stuff. So I listened to 100 Mothman podcast episodes on Mothman, but then when I went to the museum, I could see the contemporary article clippings. I could see actual artifacts, little models people made, and it's fun. It's just like a fun, whimsical thing, but you get to learn stuff that, like, information you might not have heard before because it's from that location.
And I do think legend tripping can be, like, a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it's like, this is really cool and it's really fun, and it gets people interested in the outdoors a lot of time, and it gets people interested in zoology and biology.
It can also really bring, like, attention and tourism to an area that wouldn't normally have it.
Absolutely.
If you haven't heard about the Mothman stuff, you would have never gone to Point Pleasant. If you don't know anything about, like, the Hodag, you would never go to Rhineland or Wisconsin unless you stop through. Like, there's so many things like that you go somewhere just for something, and it puts it on the map. You hear that saying all the time, it puts it on the map. Every single year, twice a year, I'd pass through Point Pleasant, West Virginia, like, my entire life, to go to Indiana. And I never knew that there was something weird there until I found out about it. And then I stopped there and I was like, oh, this town, sure, this museum is cool, but this town is beautiful. It's so cute. It's so quaint. Stuff like that you just happen to go to, and you're like, wow, this is actually really nice. And then you're going to go there and you're going to spend money. You're not just going to go to the museum or the little attraction. You're going to go eat at a restaurant. Maybe you're going to stay at a hotel nearby or something. You're going to, like, give the local economy money, and I think that's a really beneficial thing. But it can turn around into people are going there just for that and are being super disrespectful of the space. How many stories have we told or heard where someone is like, oh, there's a UFO landing here, so I'm gonna run all over someone's land without letting them know, and then drive someone out of their place. Or, you know, it happened with when we were telling the Hopkinsville Goblin stories, is people showed up to see the little gray men, or the little silver men,
and they're like,
and then they drove them out, and they started charging money, because they're like, you're gonna be here anyway, let's at least get money. And then they got driven out because they were accused of hoaxing it for money.
Yeah, and it was just like, because they didn't want a whole bunch of people trampling all over their house
farmland,
and their farmland, and, you know, just being nosy in their shit. Like, I would be so pissed if 50 to 100 people just showed up to my house and started looking around. Yeah. I'd be like, get the fuck away from me. Like, stop.
Yeah, and the same thing goes with the dark tourism stuff, like what was it, the Lizzie Borden story, where after they got murdered, people, like, walked through and were, like, picking up broken bits of someone's skull or something.
Yes, what the fuck?
How many times have you seen a car crash where people are slowing down because they're rubbernecking it?
Yeah.
To see the car crash.
Like,
or, like...
don't do that. Don't take souvenirs. Certainly do not fucking, like, take
evidence. Don't take evidence.
Yeah, or...
Don't take evidence.
Even if it's not evidence, like, even if it's not an active crime scene, don't fucking take, like, parts of people's bodies. That is a human being. It doesn't matter that they're dead. They still have, like, unless you're used, like, part of a scientific organization that's doing fucking studies.
And you have their permission, or it's so far enough away that it's archaeology, and then still do it respectfully.
Yeah, like, don't do with, like, even though it's, like, archaeology with, like, the Egyptian mummies, still super fucked up for
don't
Victorians.
Go snorting the mummies.
Yeah, Victorians, like, took the mummies, put them into powder that they called, like, mummy powder, and would, like, fucking eat it because they thought it was good for them.
And put it on paint.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't fucking do that. That's so horrible and disrespectful.
Yeah, and it just outside of just being disrespectful, it messes up the crime scene, it makes people's jobs harder to do, and don't take, even if it's so far gone that it's not a crime scene anymore, like, don't take little artifacts from the murder locations or whatever.
Right.
You know? First off, that sounds like a great way to get haunted, and second off, that's just not respectful, and whoever's in charge of keeping that clean it just makes their life troublesome, and you can be doing damage to stuff so that people later on don't get to see it.
Right. Well, like with the Bell Witch Cave, people were taking rocks to the Bell Witch Cave, and then they would literally get them mailed back because people were like, oh my god, ever since we took this rock, we're getting haunted, our lives have been horrible, please take this rock back. It's just like, that's not just a lesson of you might get haunted, but also just like, stop fucking with shit. Just stop. Just leave it there.
Yeah, and one day someone's going to take a piece from something and it's going to collapse. I guarantee you someone's already done something like that where they've taken a piece of something and then it's fallen apart.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Learn about the stuff. Take it in. Like, be in there in the moment. And then leave. Don't put your hands on stuff. Don't take stuff.
Only get souvenirs from the gift shop.
Right. But also, like, on the legend tripping aspect, it's like, I want people to, like, I love it when people believe, I love it when they have a hobby, but it also kind of scares me when people get, like, way too into it, like, and make it their entire lives, and, like...
Don't make anything your entire personality, because it means you have no other personality.
Yeah, they divorce their wives, and they're, like, out there just looking for Bigfoot their entire life, and I love that for you, but... Also, you should do more.
Yeah, you gotta be a balanced person, dude. You gotta, for the sake of your sanity and everybody around you.
Go hunt for cryptids, but then also go home and do some painting, too.
Hunt for love. Hunt for your children's affection.
Yeah. I do kind of wonder how many people go to, like, legend tripping spots and decide to do hoaxes because they think it would be funny or cool or get a rise out of people.
I bet you a lot of people, like, probably go to, like, a Bigfoot museum and get all the information. Like I was saying earlier, they get a bunch of the information and it's like, oh, now I know how to hoax a Bigfoot thing properly because they're, you know, at the museum, they're like, well, you couldn't see because it has the individual toes and there's the way that it's slid. It's obviously not a fake stamp somebody made on the ground and this, that, and the other. And you see how these are broken way far up and they're, you know, taking notes on how to make a predictable or a believable hoax because people are terrible.
Right, yeah.
Let people have their fun. Like, if you want to do a little fun, goofy hoax that's like, oh, I'm going to put on a gorilla suit and run through the woods. Like, yeah, that's fun and goofy. Don't go to too much effort to hoax stuff because that's not fun for anybody.
Yeah, and it's also not just, I hate tricking people. Like, I just don't, not into that. I don't like pranks, I don't like tricks. Just let people live their lives. I don't know. Yeah. I just think it's mean.
Yeah, no, it is just mean and it takes the fun out of things and then you're like, well, now I don't know what to believe and now I'm just grumpy because I wasted all my time on this thing.
Yeah. Or, like, what if they believe it for their entire lives and, like, telling their grandchildren that one time they saw Bigfoot's footprint and it was just you fucking up the entire trajectory of their life. Like, that's so messed
They
up.
divorced their wife because they went to go hunt Bigfoot because of your hoax.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah, don't hoax Bigfoot sightings. Someone may divorce their wife. What is the weirdest place you have been?
Probably, like, let me see. I haven't been to too many, like, areas where cryptids are.
Cryptid or legend tripping, or just like a weird place in general.
The Great Sand Dunes is very alien. So
the
that...
what sand dunes?
The Great Sand Dunes in Colorado.
Are these the, like,
Snippy the horse
rainbow-last
happened?
ones? Oh, that was... Okay.
Yeah. But, like, huge UFO hotspot. And so, I've been there, but it was when I was younger.
Sorry. Look how I spelled sand dunes. I was trying to look it up for pictures and I wrote dunes, D-O-O-N. Dunes.
So funny. But anyway, so I went there. I was pretty young when I went there with my grandparents. I didn't realize it was a UFO hotspot at the time.
And you saw a UFO.
Looking back on it, I would like to go back with the intention of actually legend tripping and looking for the UFO stuff. I believe now they actually might have Snippy the horse like on display, like you can go see her.
Yeah, they have her bones somewhere.
Yeah, so I would like to go back with that in mind. But in terms of haunted places, the Stanley Hotel was a good one, but I didn't really get haunted there. Alcatraz was kind of fucking freaky though. Like I went to Alcatraz once, and I think the reason why it was freaky though is because we did like the audio tour and they play like inmates screams behind the audio.
I
sometimes.
hate that.
Yeah, it's really crazy. It was like because they talked a little bit about the haunted aspect, but it was mainly just like a history tour. But that place was fucking wild.
I wanted to go to Alcatraz when I was out there, but I am now suddenly very glad that we just passed by on a ferry and we're like, oh look, there's Alcatraz anyway.
It was actually really cool. I enjoyed the Alcatraz tour. But other than that, I went to Mammoth Caves, but I didn't really go.
Mammoth Caves is cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool, just like from a geological and historical perspective.
Right.
But yeah, they're haunted and stuff, and then there's some theories that it connects to the Hopkinsville Goblin stuff. But just like, it's so cool the way that it works, and all the history connecting to it is just fascinating. I went, and that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I didn't really go there with the intention of dark tourism or legend tripping there either, though.
I just went because my parents are big cavers.
Right, exactly.
They just love caves. They're like, we have to get our children into a cave.
Yeah.
This is a good idea.
I just thought it was, like, neat. I don't know, I just like caves. I don't want to go exploring in caves. That I am a little claustrophobic, but if you, like, get me in a big open cave, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, there's certain places in Mammoth Caves where it's literally the size of a cathedral and they used it as that.
That's so
in the summer because it's so hot. It would keep it cool and they'd use it as a cathedral and then the sound would bounce back and stuff. Mm-hmm. It was so fascinating. I think that's one of the cooler places, weirder places I've been. I went to the Mothman Museum, which is pretty cool. That's sick. I've just been to a bunch of graveyards for history and like living in the South, your school takes you to weird locations on trips. Like, the amount of plantations I've gone to in my school is just like, this is a location where history happened. You're just like, okay. But I think I went to a for a school project, I went to a Revolutionary War battlefield, but for some reason, all the history got pushed out of this space, and it was just like this lot behind a shopping strip, like a strip mall, and there's just like a little sign that said, "This super important battle happened. This is where North Carolina got, like, one of the battles where North Carolina got the nickname the Tar Heel State from." And it's just like on a plaque and it's behind a building, and that was really weird. Mm-hmm. The other weirdest place doesn't have anything to do with legend tripping or anything, but there's a hotel that I stayed in with my family. This was after we went to the Mothman Museum, but it was a mall they converted into a hotel, and this is the weirdest place I've been in my entire life. So you go into the lobby, you look to the left, and it's just a mall. Like a shopping mall. And then you look to the right, and there's the check-in counter. They have, there's nothing in this mall. Absolutely nothing except for this hotel.
That is weird.
It was such a weird experience, and, you can't go in the other... I think they have, some offices or something, but... You can, look in there, and they have the little, kiddie rodeo horses you can ride and the little mall rides. But it's, just blank and barren. And it's, It's so weird. And this isn't a dream. And I know this isn't a dream because I was there with my parents, and they also remember this. And it was just the weirdest thing. There was a train that went through the parking lot. Like a full-ass cargo train. That kept going through the parking lot every half hour. It was the weirdest thing. This whole thing was just weird, and I needed to talk about it because we're talking about weird locations, and it lives rent-free in my brain, and everybody else needs to hear about this. I don't know where it was, but I think it was Centerville, Ohio, or some random ass little town just across the border.
They're we're gonna repurpose this mall in the fucking weirdest way possible.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. My entire family was we're never staying there again unless we want to die. I don't think we're gonna get murdered there, but it's just so weird you might just die of weirdness. I just had to talk about that. I have a million locations for Hoax and Believe the Folks if we want to do that. We can do rapid fire and be Hoax, believe it. Or
what? We just think that it's what are we believing in?
If there's something behind it, whether it's weird stuff or history or something, or
okay.
And then we'll say if we've been there or we haven't, and we can circle back if we want to talk about anything.
Okay.
I'll run through super fast and do, you'll say Hoax or Believe it.
Okay.
Or Hoax, Believe the Folks, and if you've been there, and if there's anything you want to circle back to, we can circle back to it. Okay. Sound good? And then you do it or you run through and then I'll run through.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
and then
to
we can circle back.
The document though.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Set. Salem, Massachusetts.
Believe it, I have not been there.
New Orleans.
Believe it, I have been to New Orleans.
Lizzie Borden House.
Believe it, I have not been there.
Roswell.
Believe it, I want to go there so bad, but I haven't been there.
Mammoth Caves.
Believe it, I have been there.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Believe it, I have not been there.
Lake Lanier.
Believe it, have not been there.
Loch Ness.
Believe it, have not been there.
Gimghoul Castle / the Lovers Theater at UNC.
Believe it, and I have been there.
Paranormal museums, just in general, just any of them.
Believe it, I don't think I've actually been to a paranormal museum though.
Donner Pass.
Believe it, and I have not been there.
Stanley Hotel.
Believe it, I've been there.
The Devil's Tramping Ground.
Believe it, I have not been there.
The Pacific Northwest.
What's in the Pacific Northwest?
It's just a weirdness hotspot. That's where the most Bigfoot sightings are.
Huh. I guess Believe it. I mean, I've been in the area, but not with the intent of legend tripping.
Okay, Crybaby Bridges. So just the bridge. There's haunted bridges that you can hear babies crying on.
Oh yeah, you know what? I really believe in the Goatman Bridge.
The Goatman.
The Goatman.
You're looking at me so concerned. The Goatman.
I love that story though. I love the Goatman story so much. We should do an episode on that. But
okay.
Yes, believe in the bridges. Haven't ever been to one that's been weird though.
the local haunted house / haunted spot. You know the one. Whichever one, but from whichever town, but you know the one.
Oh, absolutely. Been there.
Stonehenge.
Believe it, have not been there.
Old plantations, in
Believe
parentheses,
it,
any.
and I guess have been there, because, I mean, Duke was kind of a plantation, right?
Yeah, and we drove through one today.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Believe it, have not been there.
Brown Mountain.
Believe it, have not been there.
Chernobyl.
Believe it, definitely have not been there, and probably won't be for the foreseeable future. Too radioactive still.
They do tours there. Then they have for a while. Like illegal tours.
Oh my god, yeah, I was gonna say they have to be illegal because they do not fucking let people in Chernobyl. I am good on that.
Yeah, me too. Okay, next up, Auschwitz.
Believe it, have not been there.
Paris catacombs.
I'm fucking pissed about this one because I was in Paris. I wanted to go to the catacombs so bad, but it's so busy and they're so expensive and I had no money. But it was on fucking Halloween. I was in Paris. So, believe it, but I have not been there and I'm really mad about that.
Alcatraz.
Believe it, have been there.
Gettysburg / other battle sites.
Believe it, have not. I don't think I've ever really been to battle sites. Actually, I mean, the Sand Creek Massacre is next to where my dad lives, so
I don't
been
count
to that
that a
area.
battle.
It's a bunch of people being really fucking shitty and basically just killing a bunch of other people. So yeah, not really a battle on that one. So I don't think that really counts.
Okay, Winchester Mystery House.
Believe it, I have not been there.
Trans-Allegheny Asylum.
Oh, I always believe in an asylum. Believe it, but I have not been there.
Tower of London.
I don't know about that one. I have not heard anything weird about that.
Okay. I've heard it's super haunted.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Like to the point
sounds like it would be, I guess. London's always haunted.
New Jersey Pine Barrens.
Oh, yeah, totally. Believe that. Have not been there.
Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Believe it. Have not been there either.
Phoenix, Arizona.
I've driven through Phoenix, I want to say. But I didn't experience anything weird in Phoenix.
I've just heard it's generally weird and there's a bunch of weird shit that goes down.
Huh. You didn't put the Denver International Airport on here.
Okay, fine. I'll put the Denver International Airport.
Believe it, and there's totally some weird fucked up shit happening in that
Isn't
airport.
there like a cult in the airport or something?
Some people say it's like, some people are like there's a cult in DIA. Some people are like there's the Illuminati in the basement. There's like really weird fucking murals on the walls there, and then there's a demon horse named Lucifer that fell on the person that made it.
Excuse me? There's a... there... I don't look... There's a demon horse named Lucifer.
Yeah, he's
That
got glowing
killed somebody?
eyes and everything. He sits out front of the Denver International Airport, and the person that built him, I guess the horse fell on him and killed him while they were making him. That's at least the story.
Is this the fucking... From the Steve Miller Band? Oh my god, it is. It's the Steve Miller Band horse.
It's Lucifer. I can't believe you know it as the Steve Miller Band horse.
But do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that's so funny though.
It's the fucking fuck.
It's the fucking fuck.
Okay, it's not it, but it looks so similar. It's not the Steve Miller Band horse,
similar,
but it looks so similar.
It's so funny.
I swear I've seen this before, and every time I see it, I'm like, it's the Steve Miller Band horse. I know, I don't listen to Steve Miller Band like that, but I believe this horse has killed somebody. I believe this horse, anybody
You should look up the DIA murals, because they're so fucking unhinged. I'm sorry, like, I have to just share this because, like, there's, like, YouTube videos out there about, like, conspiracy theories about the fucking Denver International Airport, and it's just so funny to me because I've, like, grown up going to that airport my entire life.
When I typed in DIA, the first thing that came up was conspiracies.
There's, like, one where there's, like, children crying because of a war or something. It's
These
fucking
are...
unhinged.
I'm so glad we just have, like, weird-ass taxidermy in our airport and, like, the weird book birds and shit. Like, I am so glad. I don't remember what our airport looks like.
Normal. On like DIA.
DIA is unhinged.
And then, so people have these conspiracy theories about it because the Raleigh-Durham airport...
Okay, that guy I now have conspiracies about. I hate whoever that is doing a video on the RDU airport. No, fuck off.
Raleigh-Durham airport and most other airports are just like in the city. They're just in the middle of the fucking city. The DIA is so far outside of Denver. It's fucking crazy. It's like they tried to get it in the middle of nowhere. Not to mention the fact that it looks like a bunch of goddamn circus tents put together.
Oh my god, it does! You said that just as I pulled it up. That is... I never want to go there, but also I intensely want to go there. That is... What in the drunk-ass Sydney Opera House is going on here? It's like the person... It's like someone saw the Sydney Opera House and then was like, let's do that, but worse and make it circus tents. And also, what if we had demon horde? And what if we made it look like sunglasses as well? What is going on here? What in the higgledy-piggledy thrown together ass shit? Why are there gargoyles? I'm sorry. I've had enough of the Denver International Airport. That can just fuck all the way off.
It made for us to go on a whole thing about it. But then I just thought about it and I was like, that's probably the weirdest place I've been.
I'm gonna fly into Denver just to be there, and then I'm flying back out. I'm doing a layover from Raleigh to Durham using the Denver International Airport.
That's so funny. Alright, I'll do Hoax Believe the Folks on YouTube.
Okay.
Alright, Salem.
Believe it, not been there.
New Orleans.
Believe it, haven't been there.
Lizzie Borden House.
Believe it, haven't been there.
Roswell.
Believe it, haven't been.
Mammoth Caves.
Believe it, have been.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Believe it, have been, but not for that reason. I was just passing through.
Lake Lanier.
Believe it, haven't been.
Loch Ness.
Believe that there used to be something, haven't been.
Gimghoul Castle.
Believe it, have been.
Paranormal museums.
I believe they exist, and I've been to a few.
Donner Pass.
Believe it, and let's go get dinner there.
Oh my god. You think you're so funny. I'm good.
So funny. I'm the funniest. I haven't been.
Stanley Hotel.
Have not been.
Devil's Tramping Ground.
Believe it, somehow have not been.
The Pacific Northwest.
I believe it, I haven't been.
The Crybaby Bridges.
I believe it, I've driven over some, but not gone specifically for that reason.
The local haunted house. Haunted spot. You know the one.
Believe it, I've been.
Stonehenge.
I believe it, have not been.
Old plantations.
Believe some weird shit went on, and I've been to too many of them, unfortunately.
Point Pleasant.
Believe it, I've been.
Brown Mountain.
Believe it, been.
Chernobyl.
I believe it, I've been.
Auschwitz.
I don't believe... No, I believe it.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna out myself as
a Holocaust denier.
I'm a Holocaust denier. You're only finding out 30 episodes in.
So bad. It's like someone from England being like, "Oh, I don't believe in America's Revolutionary War. We still own them." Like, what? Except it's like worse 10 fucking fold because it was a goddamn genocide.
I met someone that didn't believe in the moon. Yeah, I've heard people not believe in the moon landing, and then I met someone who didn't believe that the moon was real. So anytime you joke about the moon landing being fake, they're like, "Oh, the moon isn't even real. Of course it had to be faked."
And anytime somebody wants to be like, "Oh, the Holocaust didn't happen," I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, because Germany's not real."
Yes.
Like,
yeah, I should know. I've never been to Germany. Clearly it's not real.
Alright, Paris Catacombs.
I believe it, have not been.
Alcatraz.
Believe it, passed by it.
Gettysburg and other battle sites.
Believe it, I have been to a few, not Gettysburg.
Winchester Mystery House.
I don't know if I believe that one, actually. I don't really know what... I put it on this list, but I don't even know what the fuck the Winchester Mystery House is.
I know a little bit about it
before. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I don't understand the Winchester Mystery House. All I know is it's a mystery. I don't believe it. I don't believe in mysteries.
You don't believe in the Watsika Wonder?
Well, that's a
kind of
wonder.
a mystery.
That's a wonder, not a mystery.
Oh, okay, they're not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same.
All right. I don't know. I'd have to visit to know if I actually.
Yeah,
really
that's
believe
my
that
thing.
one.
Is I'd have to visit to know if I believe it.
Yeah.
From out here, I'm like, I don't know. I'd go, but I don't know. I haven't been though.
I mainly just said believe it because it is there. It is a house.
I believe it exists. It do be a house.
All right, Trans Allegheny Asylum.
I believe that it exists. I have not been.
Tower of London.
I believe that shit is haunted. I believe every square inch of England is just haunted as all shit.
Yeah.
I have not been.
The New Jersey Pine Barrens.
Believe it? I believe that it's weird. I don't know if I believe in the Jersey Devil. I believe that it is a weird liminal space.
Yeah, I don't really
I've not been.
know if I believe in the Jersey Devil either. It's a little wild. However, the Pine
You're gonna
Barrens
get a knock on our
people...
door from a person from New Jersey tomorrow. Hey, yo! I'm from New Jersey.
You don't
You
believe...
believe in the Jersey Devil?
You don't believe in the Jersey Devil? I have heard that the Pine Barrens are just really fucking weird and unsettling and just like weird shit happens in them.
So I
though.
think like I believe that weird shit goes on there.
Yeah.
Just in general, but...
Absolutely. Pascagoula, that's in Mississippi, right?
Yes.
Or Missouri.
Mississippi. I believe that weird shit happens in Pascagoula.
Yeah.
There's so many different stories that come out of there, and people who believe in one story have never heard one of the other stories. Usually it's so weird. It's so interesting.
All right, Phoenix, Arizona.
Have not been. I believe weird shit goes down there.
All right, now after what I told you, Denver International Airport.
I believe it. I think that's the weirdest one on the list. I have not been, and I don't know if I want to go.
I love telling people that aren't from Colorado about like weird DIA shit. Like when I was in college.
DIA sounds like the IRA or something. Like it's some weird like secret, or like the CIA.
Yeah, like a secret organization.
Like it's a secret organization or a revolutionary organization, and I don't know which. And
so funny.
like, yeah, no wonder weird shit goes on. As soon as you put 3-letter abbreviations into stuff, shit gets weird.
All right, well now we've officially gone way over time.
Because I got distracted with the Denver fucking International
That was totally
Airport.
my fault. That was all my fault.
Okay, but it was a worthy distraction.
Absolutely.
So, do we have any closing thoughts on anything?
Be respectful of the dead. Don't trespass. Don't take things from crime scenes. Don't mess with people's bodies. Don't take things from people's cultures. Just be respectful. Just be a decent human being if you're gonna go legend tripping or dark tourisming.
And also support the local economy.
Absolutely.
And listen to people's stories. Don't just write your own stories. But I think that goes along with the local. Like, talk to the locals about the local story. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please rate the podcast and share it with the weird people in your life. Follow us on Instagram at whataboutweird.pod, where we often share pictures related to the episodes. We are also on Blue Sky as What About Weird Pod. If you have any topic suggestions or personal weird stories, please DM us or email us at whataboutweirdpod@gmail.com.
And always remember
To ask about the weird.
Bye for now.